So the other day I was walking by here and I noticed this was covered up, and so I grabbed the rag and I saw this sticker to myself that said, "Do me first." Well, this would have been created about 4 years ago when I moved, so I'm thinking I should look in it and see what it was that I thought I needed to work on first, because obviously I didn't. Okay, so I've opened it up and got what appears to be chrysoprase. I don't know if this is showing up very well. So moss agate, it is transparent, well, translucent. This is Mexican flame agate, and you can pretty much tell why. Another piece, looks like I'm gonna make a 30 by 40 bolo or something. I shouldn't say bolo, just something out of it. 30 by 40. I would say dendritic agate. Almost looks like a piece of wood. Apparently I paid $5 for it. Piece of very plumy-like moss agate. Maybe I should have done this stuff first. Apparently this costs 50 cents. It's like a piece of Kerry moss agate, not Kerry plume. It's either Botswana agate or India blackskin. But usually the India blackskin is larger, so I'm thinking this is a piece of Botswana. Piece of ocean agate. Nice piece of Montana red. I've been told that when it has the dark amber in it like that, they call it Montana red. This is labradorite. You can see it come to color. This looks like Mexican crazy lace. Good on either side. I'm not sure what this is, but it's got quite interesting colors of red and green mixed. Looks like a jasper of some kind. Piece of Botswana. Pretty much no question about that. Let's see if I can move this closer. Piece of African blue lace. Another piece of Botswana, end cap. More Botswana. I definitely enjoy my fortification agate. Botswana is one of them. Another piece, looks like the same slab. I mean, same stone, excuse me. Now this is, might think it's Mexican crazy lace, but this matrix doesn't quite match.
Pretty cool though. Ah, nice piece of Laguna agate out of Mexico. This is Mad River agate out of Madagascar, if I remember correctly. That ought to be interesting down there. Plume agate. Pretty sure this is out of Texas. There's a piece of blue chalcedony, probably Malawi. Piece of Botswana. It's got a crack running through it though. So maybe just this area down here. Good thick one though. Another piece of Laguna. I'm trying to talk louder. Apparently I don't talk loud enough. Here's some Mexican crazy lace off of that same slab as before. Oh, Saginite. Looks like it's going to be a 30 by 40 as well. So you might think this is Montana, but it's actually a piece of a thunder egg. Here's the matrix here and here. A little on the thin side, but probably still do something with it. I have no idea what this is. Not sure why it's even in here. It looks like a chunk of matrix. Oh darn, I should know what this is and I can't remember. It's kind of a jasper agate, brecciated. Definitely pretty though. It's also going to be a 30 by 40. And some more Botswana. Oh, that side's nice. Nice piece of plume. I think this might be Kerry plume, which you can't get anymore. Well, you can't mine anymore. Here's a nice piece of dry head. Boy, either side is nice on this one, although there is kind of a little cavity there. We'll just have to incorporate it into the cabochon. Another piece of Montana. A little bit of red in there. Not as much as the previous. This is a piece of Berber agate from Morocco. Usually the skin is red, but this one you can kind of see there's some pinkish to it. Some Ochako tube agate. Right here in Oregon. More of that brecciated jasper agate. I don't know if it's brecciated or brecciated. Oh, there's a heart. Well, eventually. This has multiple names. Larsenite, Gary Green, and now they're calling it Freedom Jasper. Here's a piece of Brazilian. Probably will become a heart. It kind of is tending toward that. Oh yeah, there's a faint outline. I'll have to redraw it, but I think that was going to be a heart. Here's a nice little piece of Laguna. Oh, it's got a crystal pocket in it. That ought to be fun to try and cut into a cabochon. More Botswana. Gotta love that Botswana. This one's had some work done to it. Looks like a teardrop. I actually think I inherited this from my father before he passed away. I'm not sure where it's from. This is kind of unusual. I believe that is copper running through there. So this is probably from somewhere back east, Michigan or Minnesota. 50 cents apparently I paid for this one. Oh, another slab off of that one we looked at earlier that kind of sort of looks like crazy lace, but I don't really think it is. Piece of Maury Mountain moss agate. It's got a couple figures drawn on it. It looks like one's a teardrop and another one is a oval. Green on one side, red on the other. Can you guess? Yes, another Botswana. This one's got a nice deep red spot in it. That ought to produce a very nice cabochon. This looks like Brazilian, but it's rare to find blue Brazilian. I have found it before. This is part of the turtleback from Maury Mountain. It's a purple seam agate, and it's a light purple. Of course, if you put a dark behind it, the purple shows up even more. That's self-collected. Oh, here's another piece of labradorite. There we go. Now, the thing about labradorite is it is refractive on both sides, but it's 180 degrees off. So here you see the blue. If you turn it this way, you'll see the green. Any other direction and the color disappears. I did a video on this earlier as well. Oh, here's a nice piece of Montana with dendrites in it, and it even has a spot of the red. Looks like another 30 by 40. There's a very stringy moss agate, probably from a thunder egg, probably from the White Rock area, which is a wilderness area. My first inclination is petrified wood. Definitely has the wood striations. Sorry, the dog is playing. Nice seam of moss agate. Not sure of the location. That's an interesting feature. It's good and solid too, so that'll take a good polish. Now this has a big, huge heart drawn on it. This is a slab of a Mexican coconut, a solid one, so there was no crystals inside of it. That's a lot of work. Heart's that large. More Montana red. This looks like ocean agate, but I'm not positive it is. I think it's actually out of a piece of Brazilian, but it's got some really cool features in it. This is a little Brazilian nodule. I bought this at Richardson's Ranch here in Oregon, out by Madras. They have a name that I can't ever seem to remember. I'm not sure where this is from, but apparently I'm grinding down the outside crust. Interesting. Semi-teardrop shape. There's a little crystal pocket there. This could be Queensland. Possibly. This is definitely a nice blue piece of Brazilian agate. One of the few that I was able to acquire. It's a natural blue. Little tiny piece of chrysoprase. More Ochiko tube agate. This is part of a thunder egg, I think. Either that or it's out of Mexico. This is, oh, I bet this is Agua Nueva. Yeah, that's what that says. Nice piece of Agua Nueva out of Mexico. Not sure. I think this is from the Botswana area, but not the same exact Botswana bed, if I remember what the vendor said when he sold it to me. Plume agate. Well, that's descriptive. Not sure of a location though. Definitely has some nice little plumes and stuff in there. More plume agate. Got all kinds of stuff going on in this one. Well, that little green spot is inside, so there's all kinds of colors going on in here. How about a chunk of rose quartz? Actually looks relatively solid. I believe this is called desert lapis, which is not really lapis, and it comes out of the western United States. It's pretty soft, hard to get a polish on. Piece of Brazilian agate, gonna be a teardrop. It's got some nice colors in there. This is Tennessee agate. Got some nice yellow pattern going on in there. That ought to cut a nice stone there. Some of the Tennessee I was able to actually go there and collect. This is obviously Montana agate. A lot of black, I wouldn't call them dendrites, but they're definitely black spots going on. Another nice Montana red, for sure. I think this is a little piece of Brazilian, and there's a little tiny inclusion going on in there. This might make a nice little ring piece. A piece of Tennessee agate that I've mostly shaped. This is a piece of Willow Creek jasper. Very unusual orbicular pattern going through there. So this was sold to me as red tiger eye, but as you can see from the end, it's been heat treated, and it's really just a piece of golden tiger eye that somebody thought was okay to take advantage of a person and heat treat it. Another piece of Montana with red in it. Same thing, Montana with red in it. It's even got a few little dendrites forming in there. Another piece of Botswana. I believe this is Ochiko tube agate, but it almost looks like a flower plume, like a coral or something. But I'm pretty sure it's Ochiko tube agate. That ought to provide a very interesting cabochon. More of the Gary Green Larsenite Freedom Jasper. Looks like this is going to be a big oval. I think this is dinosaur bone. Looks like I was starting to make an oval. Not an oval, I'm sorry, a teardrop. Here's a bigger chunk of chrysoprase. That ought to cut a nice gemstone. More of the Ochiko tube agate. This is a end cap off of a little piece of Moroccan. This looks really nice. The rest of the stone, not so much. This amber color went away and it's just kind of okay. I think the only way to cab this though is to round off this end of it. Looks like that's what I started doing. It's a very dendritic piece of Montana. Looks like there's a crack running through there, so this will have to get cut in half. But it's got some great dendrites running through there. This is a piece of Graveyard Point plume agate, which is on the Oregon-Idaho border. There's a nice gemmy piece of Holly Blue, which appears to become a heart. Now this is a garnet I've cut in half. I'm wondering if it's a star garnet. And the thing about star garnets is the star is only in the middle, so you get two halves. So I'd have to cab it the other way, which means flatten off this and dome it this way. This is one. It'd be better if you could see more of the stone. This little gold running through here, and in amethyst. This is called cocoxinite, and it's pretty stuff when you get both the purple and the gold running through it. A nice piece of Agua Nueva. It's got some really nice banding running through there. Have I said I like banded agate? It's like another piece of the Ochiko tube agate cut across the tubes, which is why you see all of these eye-like patterns. Another piece of Tennessee agate. Same, another small piece of Tennessee agate that I've started shaping. This is horned coral from Utah. Make a nice little button cabochon. A little tiny piece of labradorite. There are the colors trying to show up in there. We're almost done. Another piece of the Moroccan. I've been searching for the blue agate in these, so this will get cabbed from this side, and hopefully there will be enough depth to show off that bright blue color. I managed to capture it a couple times, but not very often. A nice piece of saginite. I don't know, I've heard people call it sagonite. I've always known it as saginite. There's a nice piece of a thunder egg with some plumy stuff going on inside. It's got some transparency to it as well. A tumbled piece of something. Looks like quartz. It's got some interesting inclusions running through it. Maybe my intention was to cut a small cab out of it. There's another piece of really gemmy chrysoprase. Here's the other half of that garnet. Not sure what this is, but it's definitely orange with a little squiggly running through there. I'll have to see if I can keep that. It's agate, definitely, and not a jasper. Another piece of that same saginite. This is called Luna agate, not Laguna, Luna agate, also out of Mexico, but it's very common to have the purple background with the white spots. It's also not cheap. Here's the other piece of that holly blue, and it looks like I've shaped this one to be a heart as well. It's a little small piece of rhodochrosite. Not sure if there's enough there to cab or not, but we'll see. Nice little soon-to-be oval of Montana agate with some really nice dendrites in there. Good and clear too. Another slab of the horned coral out of Utah. Gotta be careful with that, it's a little on the soft side. This has got some banding in it of some kind. And a bunch of little spots, orange spots. Not sure what it is. I think this is called spiderweb jasper. Actually takes a pretty decent polish. Another piece of the African blue lace. It's got some good blue coloring to it. Apparently I like blue. Oh, this is Mad River agate. It's got quite the patterns running through there. Not sure which side would be nicer to cab. Probably this one. Apparently that's going to be a diamond. Looks kind of like saginite, but it's too small to tell for sure what the material is. I would say this is on its way to becoming a free-form heart. It's a piece of Brazilian agate. And one more piece of Mexican crazy lace. So, do me first. I'm thinking I should have. That's an interesting tub. I'll have to put that in front of my nose. And I hope you've enjoyed my little sharing session. And hopefully I spoke up loud enough for you all to hear.